This is one of the best Prismatic Warlock builds in Destiny 2 The Final Shape. This build is literally the definition of ability spam. It's going to allow you to fill your Transcendence meter insanely fast, so that way you can take full advantage of the new Warlock exotic chess piece, the Mataiodoxia. And you'll also be able to stun all 3 champions, unstop, barriers, and overload. So this build is perfect for endgame content. So Guardians, let's get into this. For this Prismatic Warlock build, we're going to be taking the Song of Flame Solar Super, because like I said in the beginning, this build is all about ability spam, and what better super than the Song of Flame for that. Now for our abilities, we're going to be taking the Phoenix Dive to the ground to create a burst of solar light that cures nearby allies, and this also cures yourself as well. And we're taking the Burst Glide Jump, but take whatever one you want, doesn't really matter. For the melee, we're going to be taking Arcane Needle. Sling a woven needle that will embed your target, unraveling them. Activate your melee ability again to chain up to 2 additional attacks. Unraveled targets take additional damage and create unraveled projectiles that seek out nearby targets, and also unraveled targets will unwind into a tangle when defeated. Then we're going to be taking the Vortex Grenade. This does pretty good AoE damage, that's why we're going to be taking this. Then for our aspects, we have the new Hellion. Activate your class ability to summon a Solar Mortar that lobs flaming projectiles at distant targets. Targets damaged by the mortar are scorched. So this is going to help us build our light side of the Transcendence. And then of course, for our other aspect, we're going to be taking Feed the Void. Because this build is for endgame content, we're going to need a way to stay alive, and there's no better choice than Feed the Void. States that defeat a target with an ability to activate your Devour. Your Devour effects are improved, restoring additional health and grenade energy. So when we activate our class ability and get the little Hellion Solar Mortar, that counts as an ability kill if it happens to kill something. Our Arcane Needle is an ability kill. Our grenade is an ability kill. All 3 of those are going to activate Devour, and then any kill after that, even if it's with a weapon once Devour is active, will prolong the Devour effect. Now let's get into the fragments. First one up, we have the Facet of Devotion. Defeating targets afflicted with stasis or strand debuffs grant bonus light transcendence. And for our strand debuff, we have the Arcane Needle, which unravels enemies and counts as a strand debuff. So we'll be getting bonus light energy for that, and it gives us a +10 to strength. Then we have Facet of Grace. Defeating targets with kinetic weapons grants you bonus transcendence energy. Defeating targets with your super grants you and nearby allies transcendence energy. So already with transcendence, kinetic damage generates both light and dark energy. Pair that with the Facet of Grace and we're going to get that bonus transcendence energy. Then next up we have Facet of Hope. While you have an elemental buff, your class ability regenerates more quickly. And the elemental buff we're mostly going to be taking advantage of is Radiant, which we'll be able to activate with the artifact mod, but we'll get into that later. Then next up we have Facet of Purpose. Picking up an Orb of Power grants either Amplified Restoration, Frost Armor, Woven Mail, or Overshield based on the damage type of your equipped super. So since we have a Solar Super on, we're going to be getting Restoration, and Restoration states that we regenerate health and shields over time, cannot be interrupted by taking damage. So now we have Restoration to get more health and Devour to get more health. Then lastly, we have Facet of Balance. Rapidly defeating targets with light damage grants melee energy, which we need for our Arcane Needle, and rapidly defeating targets with darkness damage grants grenade energy. So since we have 3 Arcane Needles at our disposal, we'll be able to dish out a lot of darkness energy. Then we've got our Void Grenade and our Hellion for that light energy. Then when we take a look at the artifact, I'm running Threaded Blast. Destroying a tangle with a strand weapon creates a larger and more damaging explosion. We're going to be creating a lot of tangles through our Arcane Needle melee. Then we have Elemental Siphon. Rapid final blows with a kinetic weapon or a weapon matching your equipped super creates an elemental pickup that matches your equipped super. Our main weapon for this build is going to be a kinetic weapon, and we're on a solar super, so we're going to create a lot of fire sprites. Then we have Counter Energy. When you or a member of your fire team stuns a champion, you gain energy for your least charged ability, which helps us out with that ability spam. Then we have Radiant Orbs. While you have a solar or prismatic subclass equipped, picking up an Orb of Power makes you Radiant. Radiant is going to give us increased weapon damage. Then we have Shield Crush. While you have a Woven Mail, Frost Armor, or Void Overshield, your melee recharges faster and deals increased damage. And while you are Amplified or Radiant, your grenade recharges faster and deals more damage. So since we're going to be coming Radiant a lot, our Vortex Grenade is going to charge faster and do more damage, and we get more grenade energy when we get kills when Devour is active. Then we have Transference, gain increased grenade and melee damage while you're Transcendent. Weapon final blows while Transcendent refund light and dark energy after Transcendence ends. So this is going to help us get that Transcendence meter full even faster. Now taking a look at the exotics, we're going to be taking the exotic auto rifle, the Kvastov. Comes with the exotic perk, the Right Choice. Every 7th bullet from this weapon deals additional damage and ricochets to nearby targets, and it has the Eyes Up exotic trait. Collecting orbs of power strengthens this weapon's next several ricochet shots, allowing them to bounce between multiple targets. The Kvastov exotic auto rifle paired with the Facet of Grace, which gives our kinetic weapons bonus Transcendence, is going to fill our Transcendence meter insanely fast, and the meter fills even faster when you have those beefed up ricochet rounds. Take a look at this clip right here. Whenever you get those ricochet rounds bouncing, the Transcendence meter shoots up really fast. And then we have the mataiodoxia exotic chest armor for the Warlock with the exotic perk Stylostixis. Targets damaged by Arcane Needle emit a suspending detonation when defeated, and landing multiple Arcane Needles on the same target immediately triggers a larger, more powerful detonation. Defeating suspended targets grants melee energy, and our Arcane Needles can actually stun barrier champions. So the way this works is you throw out your Arcane Needle, and if it happens to get the final blow, it's immediately gonna explode and suspend nearby targets. But if it's a beefier target and you hit them with your Arcane Needle, they're gonna get this little green icon on them. Once that green icon is on them, you can kill them in any way with any final blow, whether it be from your ability, your grenade, or your weapon. As long as they have that symbol on them and you take them down, that will also cause the detonation. And hitting the same target 3 times with your Arcane Needle will immediately cause the detonation, and it's in a much wider area of effect. Now for the armor mods on the helmet, our main weapon of choice is going to be the Kvastov, which is kinetic, so we need that kinetic siphon. Then we have a heavy ammo finder on. For the gauntlets, we have bolstering detonation, going to give us class ability energy when we cause damage with our grenade. We have momentum transfer, causing damage with a grenade reduces melee cooldown, and we have heavy-handed. Our powered melee final blows create orbs of power. On the chest piece, take whatever damage resistant mods you need. Then on the boots, we have absolution to reduce all ability cooldowns when we pick up an orb. Invigoration reduces melee cooldown when we pick up an orb, and Innervation reduces grenade cooldown when we pick up an orb. Since we're going to have constant uptime on Restoration and Devour, these mods will do just fine. Then on the class item, we have the Reaper mod. Shortly after using your class ability, our next weapon final blow will spawn an orb of power. And then we have the Outreach mod, reduces melee cooldown when using the class ability. And that is pretty much it for the build. This is perfect for endgame content. Stun overloads with your Prismatic Grenade, stun barriers with your Arcane Needle while wearing the chest piece, and you can suspend unstoppable champions, all while having an insane uptime on all of your abilities. If you guys found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Leave a like if you enjoy the content. Follow me over on Twitch for the live streams. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.